chapters of Icheme Days 2017. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this event. Alright, this is it's an internal NASA's competition. Alright, it's supposed to select talented Curtin students like yourself to go participate in the actual annual national chemical engineering symposium, which is going to be held at UITM on 13th to 15th of October this year. So what is NASA's, you may ask? Well, it's a symposium for all the young undergraduate chemical engineers out there. It's hosted from Icheme, Malaysia, one of its student chapter. This year is UITM. So what they do is they discuss about real-world topics through competition. Right. So this year we have 6 competitions. Alright, which is the first one is process plant design. Now, it's actually very simple for process plant design. It's not as hard as you think it might. Even foundation or first year engineering students can participate in this competition. Alright, so what you need to do is you need to make a model of a process plant. So let's say that has to do with the theme. So our theme this year is waste to wealth. So let's say you might make a recycling plant, for example. So you just need to model out what are the key facilities or key reactors inside that plant, and you have to write a simple report on it. There's no need for any calculations or any specifics. For example, reactor rate, reaction rate, or anything else. So it's relatively simple. You just need to describe what is your plant design about and describe the individual components that it has. And you need to make a paper model out of it. And then on the day, on the 2nd of June to 4th of June, you're going to be presenting about your process plant. You'll be providing a 1 by 1 meter board for you to stick your process plant on it. Okay, and then you'll be presenting on your process plant. It's that simple. You don't need any calculation. You don't need any fundamental knowledge of any of the components. You just need to know the overall layout of what a plant design looks like. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about the second one. That is technical video presentation. Now this requires you to make a short video about 5 minutes length to describe about a certain topic that is related to theme. So let's say I'm going to talk about recycling. So I'm going to make a video about recycling. And the easier way for you to do this, you can use Sony Vegas Pro, Filmora, or other video editing softwares, right, to actually make a video. You can use this, or you can use actually as a much simpler version is the PowerPoint recording tool, which you can arrange your slides and then you just click next, and then you record the whole transition and then you put a voiceover or you put it in words. That's okay as well. So anything is up to you. Alright, the choices are limitless. Your creativity will be judged as well. So you need to submit the video online, and then on the competition day, you need to do a short 5-minute presentation as well. Okay, so that's for technical video presentation. Next, we're going to move on to technical essay writing. Now, technical essay writing requires you to write an essay of roughly about 1,000 words. Alright, there's specific formats that you need to follow: the font size, the fonts, the referencing style, etc., which can be found in the rules of regulations attached online in our event page. You can check that out as well. So it's just any topic that's related to the theme, you write that, you submit it online to our email, ichemedays@gmail.com. So you submit it and then it's done. Alright, so I'm going to talk about technical debate. Technical debate is a debate competition which runs on the 4-person debate format. Okay, so we have government and opposition, and each is going to be playing different roles. Now the government supports the theme. So for example, they will say, I support the theme that recycled products is better for the environment. So he will need to then give the definition for his team and 2 of his team's key points. Okay, and then he will need to make a simple conclusion for his points. Okay, then let's move on to the first speaker of the government, the second speaker of the government side, sorry. So the second speaker has to do a rebuttal of the first speaker of the opposition side. So the sequence goes like this: first speaker of the government, followed by the first speaker of opposition, alright, followed by the second speaker of the government, okay, which is to rebut the previous speaker, Alright, and it goes on the same format as well. So the second speaker has to rebut the first speaker's points, and he has to give one team point of his own, and then he has to make a conclusion. Okay? And then the third speaker plays the same role as the second speaker, where he gives one rebuttal and one key point, and makes a conclusion as well. Now the fourth and final speaker only does rebuttals, and he concludes, he has to provide a whole conclusion for his whole team. Okay? So the opposition is slightly different compared to government in the first part, only for the first speaker. So here we are. The opposition does not support the team, so he would say recycled products are not good for the environment. So the first speaker, alright, he will need to agree or disagree with the government's definition of the theme. And if he agrees, he does not need to provide any more further definition. But if he disagrees with the definition that the government has provided, then he will need to provide his team's own definition. And after that, he will need to come up with 2 key points for his team, and he does the rebuttals for the first government speaker. Okay? Then the second and third speaker will be doing for second and third speaker of the government. Okay? The roles of the second and third speakers for both teams are relatively similar. Okay, and then the last speaker should be the same as the last speaker of the government as well. Okay, so let's move on. After 4 of these speakers have spoken, there is a short resting time, short discussion time for the teams to come up with their reply speech. Now, what is a reply speech, you may ask? Is sort of a summary to reconclude their team's points and objectives, and to re-summarize everything they have said, and to reiterate on their position on the subject. So, because the government has gone first in the primary round, the first government speaker has gone first, so this time the reply speech will be done by the opposition first, and then followed by the government side. Okay? So, the speaking time for this reply speech is only 4 minutes, but for the speakers up there, it's 8 minutes. Okay? So 8 minutes for speakers, 4 minutes for reply speech. Okay? Teams will be judged based on their timings and their quality of presentation and their language and etc. So the details of the criteria, you can look at the rules and regulations and the scoring sheets. Technical PowerPoint presentation is similar to the presentations they've done in class, but so this is a presentation, it's a 15-minute presentation followed by a 5-minute Q&A session. Alright, you're going to present about one of the processes in the chemical industry that's related to the theme. So maybe something to do with how to convert actual waste products into useful materials using a certain process. Okay, so it's that simple. It's just a normal presentation. Alright, there's nothing much. Just please take note of the time. It's 15 minutes for the presentation and 5 minutes for Q&A. Please be sure to separate your timings for each member evenly. Okay. Technical case study competition is a researching competition, as you might know. Case study is where you research about a certain topic. Now, the topic will be given to you on the Friday, which is the first day, which is the 2nd of June. Alright, so it will be given to you by 8 p.m. on the 2nd of June, and then you'll be allowed to go home, and you have to given a half a day duration, roughly about 8 hours, excluding your sleeping time. So you're briefly given about 8 hours of preparation time and researching to come up with a report about what are your findings, with which is a normal report with summary, your introduction, your conclusion, your results, your data findings, your discussions, and etc. Alright, and then on the next day at 10 a.m., you have to present your report. You will bring along your report and you have to present your research information to the judge. So it's gonna be a 15-minute presentation as well. So, and that's about it. So what's important in this category is the report, and that's the main important thing, and then the presentation will be a short and brief one about what your findings are. Okay, so that's about it. So I really recommend you guys to join this event because you provide certificates of participation to every single participant who comes to join this event, and it's really a good thing for you to be exposed to because we seldom have these academic competitions in Curtin, especially for chemical engineering. So it's something to add to your resume and something for you to improve on your soft skills. And if you win, you might, depending on how good your team are, and you will get personal training from the lecturers next semester. So you get a few training sessions, and by then you improve and improve, and by the end of it, you get you'll be judged like how good your team is, and then if you're really good, and Curtin Malaysia would give you the chance, would sponsor you the chance to go participate in the actual NACES, sponsoring all your registration fees and your flight tickets. Okay, so I really recommend all of you guys to join. And for this, we do not only limit it to chemical engineering students, but from other faculties, other engineering areas as well. So please ask your friends to join and form a team member. Alright, just come and explore yourself. It's only 5 ringgit per person, so it's a great chance for you to. It's a good platform for you to explore your hidden soft skills.